Remember, average user now has an attention span of less than 6 seconds. If you don't tell them what to do, they will not do it. Hello, welcome to Surge. This week, we will talk about increasing conversion rates on e-commerce sites. Now, this is one of the questions we get the most, which is, what else can I do? And a lot of the e-commerce business owners do not realize that money is right there, and they don't need more traffic. They don't need more visibility. They don't need more eyeballs. If they just paid attention to their current analytics and the way their desktop, mobile, and tablet website is structured, sometimes they have millions of dollars there. So Joe, when we look at conversion rates, when we work on this, it's hard to sell conversion rate optimization because now it's integrated and it's tied to the platform. What kind of platform? Can I even change your template structure? Yep. Does it abide by your brand guidelines? What is the best path for this where we see opportunities to increase people's conversion rates and by hundreds of thousands of dollars, if not millions? What is the best path? How do you convince somebody that they're leaving a lot of money on the table?
Well, if you have access to their analytics, you can easily show them the data's there, the drop-off points, right? So you're able to show them where their customers are dropping off throughout the purchase funnel. So that's the easiest way. But if you don't have access to their analytics, which in most cases you don't, you just have to use your expertise. Show them other sites, show them their competitors, right, that you know are converting, that you know outperform in terms of revenue, and show them the functionality that they have in comparison to their site. So it may be a soft add to cart that allows people to easily go to the checkout page or continue shopping.
Let's do this. So there are probably about 60 plus elements that we do on a weekly basis. And this is not about design. This has to do with functionality as well. Making the buy now button or add to cart button larger is a design element. But adding an upsell on that add to cart button is a functionality element. So we're gonna review only 3 to 5 of these. The first one is soft add to cart. Soft add to cart is you go to any site, and again, go to Amazon, Zappos, Jet, Walmart. You find a product you like, you select the options, you say add to cart, and soft add to cart will say this item has been added to cart, and it will give you options. It will say, do you want to check out, or do you want to continue shopping, or do you want to go to your cart? Sometimes 3 options, sometimes 2 options. Why is soft add to cart so important, Joe?
Well, because it gives the user the ability to make that decision, right? A lot of times if I just add a product to my cart, sometimes it gets lost. It just goes up to the cart, but nothing actually pops up an indication.
Yeah, this is the most, I mean, we see so many sites, probably 70% of the e-commerce sites out there, you add an item to cart, you send me directly to cart. I just added an item, I might need to add more items. Why are you sending me to the cart? I'm not done shopping yet. That's like somebody going into a store, picking up something, and you literally grab that person in the arm and push him to the checkout line. Why would you do that?
Yeah, and then the opposite of that is sometimes on an e-commerce store, you add an item to the cart and nothing pops up. It just shows a little 1 on the tiny icon on the top right-hand corner.
Yeah.
If I'm a user, where's the cart? Now I have to shop. Now I have to look around to find where the cart is.
Yeah.
Right? You have to make it as easy as possible for the customer to find the checkout.
Yeah. So if you don't have soft add to cart, you're losing on an annual basis probably 1 to 3% of your revenue there because your conversion rates are suffering. Remember, everybody wants to double their traffic, but it's very difficult doubling your traffic. It's a lot easier increasing your conversions or even doubling your conversions, and it has happened multiple times. The second thing that we want to look at is go to your Google Analytics right now, go to the section where you have the demographics, the audience, and look at the conversion rate on your mobile, look at your tablet, and look at your desktop. 90% of e-commerce sites, their mobile conversions will be 1/3 or even half of their desktop conversions. And when we look at this, they don't have the calls to action on their mobile is not optimized. Why do we see this so many times?
Everybody knows that the majority of their traffic is coming from mobile, yet nobody's actually done anything about it. They know that mobile is extremely important, yet they don't prioritize their mobile responsiveness. They focus on their desktop version, kind of, have their mobile version kind of secondhand. It's not the case anymore. You need to prioritize for mobile. So if I go on a mobile device to shop, and I need to now scroll down. I'm looking at a nice product, and I now need to scroll down to see that add to cart or buy now button. You've lost me, right? If you have it now sticky at the bottom, then right there when I get onto the on the screen, I see the product and I see that sticky add to cart or buy now. No matter how much I scroll, it's right there in my face. So that little sticky functionality that will have that buy now or add to cart consistently with the shopper, you'll see a huge increase in conversion.
Second thing, sticky calls to action. Now, if you take phone calls, as I scroll down on your mobile site or even your desktop site, I need to see two things. I need to say contact and I need to see call, right? And the phone number needs to be clickable. If you just do that, and on a product page, I need to see the add to cart right away and it needs to scroll down with me. Very basic JavaScript code. Another thing we're gonna do is at the bottom of this post, we're actually going to create GIFs for this and show you how these functionalities one by one work. If you only do this, you have another 3 to 5% conversions, because if you don't show people what to do, remember, average user now has an attention span of less than 6 seconds. If you don't tell them what to do, they will not do it. We're bombarded with thousands of messages on a daily basis, and we can only focus on maybe 3 to 5 elements in a daily basis, right? Look at this video right now. What do you see in the video? Are you looking at my face? Are you looking at the TV? Are you looking at the wall behind me? Are you looking at Joe, right? And look into the room that you're in. You can only focus on 3 to 5 things. So what you want to do is take their focus and put it on stuff that you want them to do. Call it a funnel, call it an attention, whatever you want to call it. So this makes you do that. If they keep saying call, contact, add to cart, finalize, checkout, purchase, finish your order, reorder, if they see these things, they're more likely to do it. Okay? Let's talk about another element, which again, we're gonna show all of this as GIFs. When I add an item to cart, I have the soft add to cart. Thank you for that. I added it. My conversion rate went up 5%. Now I go to the cart, and in the cart, there's a section for coupon. There's a section for shipping, right? Why do people still keep their fields? You could do that on the checkout, right? Would you remove the coupon field from the cart?
Absolutely.
Why?
Why am I going to distract the user? I'm putting a hurdle in the way prior to them going to the checkout page, which is ultimately where I want them to go. So I want the least amount of distractions as possible. Right? Remove the navigation, remove the shipping, the estimated shipping. All of that can be done in the checkout. So again, remove distractions from your cart page.
So coupons are the worst thing that happened to e-commerce. If you have a brand name, let's say your brand name is ABC123, okay? If you are an e-commerce site, stop right now, go to Google, open a new tab, put in your brand. The first thing that Google will pre-fill is coupons. You know what happens? People go to the cart, they see the coupon field, they're like, well, maybe there's a coupon. They leave your site, they open another tab, they go to Google, type your brand name, type coupon, try to test every single coupon. By the way, if you don't know already, there's this coupon solution called Honey that was sold for $4 billion to PayPal 2 days ago. And that's how powerful coupons are right now, because it's the affiliate world. So if you have a coupon field in your cart, you're messing up big time, because it's very likely that a new client that comes on or a new user is going to leave your site and search for a coupon. So remove that field, leave it in the checkout. Okay. And the last suggestion that we're gonna do is, obviously, I'm ready, I'm in the cart, I validated all the products, I click checkout, I'm in checkout now, I see a huge navigation with a menu and your entire site. Why is that bad, Joe?
Again, you got them to where you want them to go. Why are you gonna give them the option to leave?
Go to Amazon website, go to the Amazon app on Android or iPhone, add an item to cart, say I'm ready to purchase, see what Amazon does. They remove all navigation. Because at that point, you don't need to look at anything else. You said, proceed to checkout. You're ready to provide your credit card and finish. Okay? I'm gonna throw in a bonus here. Apple Pay. It's going to double your conversion rates on mobile for anybody that's using an iOS device. It's the fastest way to purchase. I love when websites have it. As a matter of fact, I filter sites that have Apple Pay. Because I don't have to enter a shipping address. I don't have to enter a credit card number. I press my thumb, or I just show my face, and I'm done.
So what's great about that is that if you're on e-commerce platforms like Shopify, not Shopify Plus, just standard Shopify or BigCommerce, you don't have the ability to edit the one-page checkout, meaning you can't reduce form fields, right? So you can't really optimize that page so much. However, if you have that, now all of a sudden you reduce the shipping, you reduce the card information. So it really helps you optimize the checkout process tremendously.
Yep. So any one of the major carts out there has this functionality. Again, this is just 3 to 5 that we reviewed.
Yep.
You probably have 20% to 25% increase in conversion rates. Imagine if you made 25% more revenue. That means that if you're doing 10 mil right now, you probably have 2 million to 2.5 million a year if you just have these implemented. And there are maybe 50, 60 others that we can talk about. If you have any questions, reach out to us. What did we miss?
One last thing. Well, we talked about a lot of technical things that, you're obviously going to need an expert, but something you can do yourself, make sure that you have good product images, right? Make sure you have enough product images. If you can throw in a product video, again, those little things that, again, don't require custom functionality, but you'll see a nice little uptick in conversion rate.
Anything you can do to differentiate your content from your competitors, images, videos, product reviews, case studies, shopping guides, anything you can do will increase your conversion rates as well. But I tend to be very technical and specific, and Joe loves generic stuff. So that's why we're like the yin and yang. But anyway, you guys got the 3 to 5. Let us know if you need help. We'll talk to you next week.